Hello there. This is James, and you're watching OneRoyal, and it's live. In fact, you're not just watching OneRoyal live. In fact, you're watching OneRoyal presents a watch-along of the non-farm payroll. So indeed, happy NFP Day to everyone. Everyone. Hey, some nice comments already. Nice to see everybody. How's everybody doing? But before we get into the NFP and the big question, of course, which is going to be, are we finally going to see a slowdown in the labor market? Don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever shall it be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So indeed, yes, it is NFP Day. And because it's such a special NFP Day, I have indeed brought along a special guest, a colleague and fellow market analyst by the name of Michael. So please welcome Michael.
Hello there, Michael. Everybody. Good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm perfect. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming. Now, would you like to tell the good audience watching, the people who've come along kindly to watch us and watch this live event with us, a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your experience and who you are and what you represent here at OneRoyal?
Sure. So my name is Michael, first of all. Nice to meet you, everyone. I have spent the last 5 years of my life trying to understand and research this complex product, which is called financial market. And lately, I've been lucky enough to have joined a very serious and reliable company, which is none other than OneRoyal. And also to be learning from one of the best around, which is none other than James. So thanks for it, James, and thanks for having me over. I truly appreciate this opportunity. So let's see what the market is going to bring down today.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you very much, Michael, for the lovely compliment.
My pleasure.
Very, very kind. But no, we're lucky to have you. Michael brings a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of experience, and we're very lucky to have him part of our team. But anyway, let's get into the NFP. It's a big thing today. And for those who are new to trading, I thought it would be a really good idea for us to talk about it first, because not everybody obviously is, knows what the NFP, people are new. So Michael, do you want to tell them a little bit what the NFP is?
Yes, of course. The NFP stands for, basically represents the number of the new jobs created in the US during the previous month. And of course, including the farm workers, and this is why it's called NFP, non-farm payroll.
Exactly, a really original name. No farm workers, so we call it non-farm payroll. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. I mean, the NFP, like I said, the reason why it's so important, especially for Forex traders, for Forex traders in particular, this is very important. It's an important indicator because it can create substantial volatility in the market. Now, it's not set in stone, but a better than expected number could potentially make the USD stronger, whereas a weaker than expected reading could potentially weaken the US dollar. Now, the expectation of this number, the number to come out today, was 110,000. The previous reading was 147,000. 147,000. And that was a surprise. But here's the other thing, Michael, there's something which I want to talk to you about at the same time. As well as this number, we also have, of course, unemployment rate coming in. And there is expectation that the unemployment rate, we're going to see an increase to 4.2%, whereas the previous reading is 4.1%. At the same time, coming out as the NFP, we also have average earnings, month on month, 0.3, and average earnings year point, 3.8. So the big question the market is asking, are we finally going to see the impact of Trump's tariffs on the market. What do you think? What's your opinion on that, Michael?
I mean, going back to the past, as you said already, have in front of me the last year's reports, and obviously, as it seems, the last 5 months, the reports always coming out in a positive way. So
Mm-hmm.
it seems that the economy is on a good path. It seems that the economy is getting stronger, which is good news for the US dollar. Now the question is, what is going to happen today? If you're going to see still this positive trend in terms of how many jobs have been created over the last 1 month, or if
Mm-hmm.
we see a decline. Of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the tariffs came on so far, it seems that the market doesn't really care about it. But the question is, for how long it's going to last?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you're absolutely spot on. I mean, the thing is, we have seen. Here's the thing. Many analysts, when Trump started his Liberation Day on the 2nd of April, a lot of analysts jump in the market straight away and say, well, this is going to be bad for the global economy. It's going to be bad for data. And we've been expecting to see something, some sort of implication that it is indeed bad. But we haven't seen this type of data yet coming through. The labor market has been strong. The CPI has started to tick a little bit higher, but overall, it's still not as bad as people are been expecting. So a lot of people are also saying that it's been a very, very, very slow delay. And this is why we haven't seen it yet. And to be fair, there's really two things which are really dominating the market at the moment, especially over this last week. And that is pressure on the Fed and Jerome Powell to cut rates. And of course, you can't get away from it. It's always in the news constantly, which is Trump's trade war. As we all know, today was August the 1st, which meant that, of course, we hit the deadline for the tariffs to start to kick in. Okay, he's moved it that say they will start on the 7th, so never deadline. But here's the thing. They're going to range between 15 to 50%. But even at just 15%, this is still the highest tariffs since the 1930s. What do you think about that, Michael?
Speaking about Europe, you told me, you advised me a couple of days ago that it's still too bad for Europe in terms of the rate wise, and it's still too high, considering that it was only 10% so far. But on the other hand, he was threatening to go up to 30%. So I believe Europe had no choice, let's say, more or less. The thing is, how long it's going to last, what
Yes.
impact this new level is going to bring to the market in terms of imports, exports. And also, it's important to see what is going to be the deals that's going to happen with the rest of the world. Let's say North Korea, UK is already
South Korea, not North.
South Korea, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry, and also China, and also UK, which is already in a deal since a long time ago, which was the easiest one to arrange. So far so good for the US.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's really mainly been a bargaining chip. And hello to Vaskin, by the way.
Hello, Vaskin.
Hello, Vaskin. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, and thank you for watching. No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, it is really dictated by this, by a lot by this. It's really about Trump's trade war and pressure he's putting onto Powell. I mean, he had to, he had this to say about Powell, which again is just putting pressure on him and putting pressure on the Fed. He said this: Jerome Too Late Powell was a stubborn moron. He must substantially lower interest rates now. If he continues to refuse, the board should assume control and do what everybody knows. I mean, again, what knows has to be done. But again, this is putting the danger that the Fed is not independent. You know what I mean? That it's being influenced by politics, and he shouldn't. It's an independent body. So
Correct.
I think This is going to be a big question. I mean, in fact, the Fed's interest rate decision or vote on Wednesday was 9-2. So 9 people voted to keep it the same. 2 voted to cut it. So this is the first time you had 2 Fed governors, disagree with the overall board in 30 years. So again, it does goes to show. When I've got another hello there. So nice to meet you. Thank you for watching. So it does goes to show a little bit that there is a breaking in the Fed and pressure being put on the Trump administration, on the Fed, to do, to cut interest rates, and their independence is not there. But what leads me to this, what I think about the NFP today, because if we get a good NFP number, okay, once again, it might be a delayed effect from the tariffs. Secondly, it's going to once again put more pressure on Powell and the Fed to cut rates. But another hello. Exactly. So this is why it's going to be hi or hello there. Good to see everybody. This is lovely. Everybody's saying
hello.
It's going to put real pressure on us, on the Fed to cut rates. But anyway, the way the market stands, though, with all the drama with the Fed, pressure on the Fed, and the drama of the trade war going on, etc., what we have seen, which is going to be really interesting. That's a good question here. I've got another question here. Buy or sell gold or USD? Can't give advice, unfortunately, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Nice question, I think.
Sure.
But I think the point being, what we are seeing since the EU-US trade deal in particular, what we are seeing is a very strong greenback. And in fact, the dollar's been weak throughout the year, but all of a sudden it's managed to come back. And we're seeing the cable trading around a 3-month low, and we're seeing the euro dollar trading around a 2-month low.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing a stronger dollar. Very much so. Anywho, before we go on, no, actually, we haven't got time now. We've already talked too much. Anyway, the big question with this NFP number, we've talked too much as it is. We haven't got very little time at all. The big question is, with this result of the NFP coming out in just over a minute, will we see tariffs hit the economy? And how much pressure will this put on Powell if the number is better? So are we going to see the tariff effect, or are we going to put more pressure on Powell? Now, let's go through some potential scenarios. Can you do potential scenario number 1 for me, Michael?
Yes, of course. NFP announced higher than expected, and the USD gained strength against the majors.
Okay, excellent. Potential scenario number 2. NFP announced lower than expected. The market wakes up to the reality of tariffs. Potential scenario number 3. Michael, could you do this one for me?
Of course. NFP announced as expected, break even basically, and the market bounces higher as expectation is on the Fed cutting rates in September increases.
Exactly. And finally, potential scenario number 4. NFP is announced either way, and the market ignores it, as it's all about Trump's trade war, and nobody cares about the job market. So anyway, we're 20 seconds away. Let's get the up and running, ready to see. We're looking at the euro dollar here. Okay, we're gonna, yeah, I know we got a bit of background noise. I know that. So we've got 1 minute away. No, 4 seconds away. Here we go. Let's get ready. So euro dollar we're looking at first of all. Oh, okay. The euro is starting to spike upwards. Let's see what the result is. What is the result? All right. Okay. This is a real shocker. This is a real shocker for what it was.
What is the number?
Number is 73,000. Expectation was 110.
Wow.
Coming at 73,000. A lot lower than anticipated. This is the first time we've started to see the labor market impacted by this trade war. At the same time, unemployment came in high at we expected 4.2. Previously was 4.1. Average earnings 0.3 hour month on month, 3.9, slightly better year on year. But either way, 73,000.
Wow.
Now, this is clearly going to make Powell understand that maybe he might have to inject some life to the market. So look at that. Euro straight away. Euro dollar, which has been fighting against the US dollar over the last couple of trading sessions, has bounced up. Let's have a look at the cable. The cable, British pound, also up on the day. On the back of this, we're seeing weaker dollar. Gold also spiking up, $3,316. Dollar yen. Let's look at the dollar yen. Boom. Dollar yen, 149, under pressure. So weaker dollar across the board. This is the first time we have seen the labor market struggling. At last, we're beginning to see. Are we beginning to see? And how much pressure is this now going to put on the Fed? Finally, let's look at the dollar index. Dollar index. Dollar's been having a good week, but also down 99. So that's a bit of a shocker, mate. I wasn't expecting that number. I wasn't expecting a number as low as 73. I really wasn't. That was, yeah. So, in fact, if we actually, hang on, what's this? This is even worse. Let me check. I'm seeing something else. Give me a second. Let me confirm this. Whoa. Hang on a second. Ladies and gents, I think there's something else as well, which is coming through, which I want to read and double check, make sure I'm right by what I'm reading. Give me a second and I'll confirm it with you.
What do you have?
They've revised. No, this can't be right. Give me a second. I think they've actually revised the previous number as well. The other number was a big surprise. It came in 147. 147, which nobody was expecting. They've actually revised the number down from June's reading, which makes it even worse. You ready for this, Michael?
Yes, of course.
Down to 14,000. 14,000.
Crazy.
Insane. So they've revised. So not only do we have a lower number, but it's revised lower. So shocking.
What a decline.
What a decline. So, like I say, we've finally seen, look at the dollar index again. We are finally seeing the impact, the real impact of tariffs. We really are. Anyway, don't forget, this is, of course, a live show, everybody. Anyway, so you can ask questions anytime you want. This is big breaking news. Obviously, the big breaking news is that NFP was announced lower than expected. And indeed, the number previously was revised. So anyway, Michael, I would like to thank you so much for coming along and joining me with this show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, James.
Really been an absolute pleasure. Do you want to say goodbye to the good people?
Yes, of course. Goodbye, good people. Enjoy your weekend. And don't forget, trade safe.
That's my line. Don't steal it.
Sorry. I take it back.
Cheeky. Very cheeky.
See you later, guys. Thank you so much.
Michael, you'll be seeing this gorgeous face many more times. But anyway, thank you, Michael.
No
I
problem.
really
James.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right, there you go. So big shocker. Big shocker. Big twist and turn. That was a lot lower, but so it's the revised number from the previous reading, which is really a really big shocker. But, going from 147 to 14, we are really beginning to see the tariff effect. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you like. This is indeed a live show, or by all means, share me your opinions. Let me know what you think, what you're trading, what your opinion is. And that sort of nature. So feel free to do that anytime you wish. So don't forget that at all. As well as that, if you're not actually part of the OneRoyal family and you wish to know a little bit more about us, there's a little link in the profile below. By all means, you can click on it and find a bit more about us. And maybe you want to be part of the OneRoyal family. As well as that, you're obviously watching me on YouTube or the blog. If you like this type of content, by all means, subscribe. If you like, hit the notification button so you know next time we're going live. And you like this type of content, you can put up with me and Michael and our enthusiasm of the market. By all means, give us one of these. It's nice to know that you like what we do. As well as that, I've noticed a lot of people go back and watch the live shows recorded. They missed the live shows, they go back and watch the recording, which is great because I love any type of support. If you are doing that and you do indeed have a question, by all means, leave it in the comments below and I will see it and I will reply to the comment next time I go live on air, which is pretty much every couple of days when there's certainly something to talk about happening in the market. Anyway, if there is no questions, thank you very much. If there is no questions, not a problem. Sort of thumbs up. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. If there is no questions, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who came along to watch the watch along. I mean, it's big news. I mean, I need to show you again. Look at the euro dollar move. Sorry. I'm getting too passionate about this. I have to bring up the euro dollar. Look at this move on the euro dollar. Huge move on the euro dollar on the back of that. I mean, it is a shocker, guys. NFP coming in at 73, a lot lower than anticipated. Gold is the same. Gold's up. What now? 3,334. Cable. Look at that move. These are classic NFP times. I can't remember when the NFP's been a bit like this. To be honest, dollar yen. I have to look at the dollar yen again. Look at that. Dollar index. Yeah. This is classic NFP. I haven't seen an NFP like this for a long, long time, guys. I really, really, really haven't. Really haven't seen this for a very long time. Thank you, McAllis. Thank you for coming. Yeah, it's classic NFP. I haven't seen anything like this. Anyway, sorry, I was getting carried away then, too excited. Anyway, like I say, if there is no questions, I'd like to thank every single person for coming along to watch and support the show. Special shout out to Michael for coming on and sharing his views and opinions. It's his very first time coming on the show, and you will see his gorgeous good looks again. But anyway, if there is no questions, leaves me to say, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.